The Tommy Campbell Show. Trump tariffs, EU boos, meme punchline, JD Vance booed, canceled fighter jets, Prime Minister Mark Carney sworn in, and more. Thanks for tuning back in. I'm Tommy Campbell, still bald, still in my basement, and still laughing at MAGA continuing to move the goalposts for their fake bone spur in chief.
Yeah.
You're going to see leadership that this country is missing, and this is going to be an economy that is explosive. So you're worried about someone pre-announcing? What they should announce is in the fourth quarter of 2025, this economy is going to be humming.
Okay.
Okay. Not a lot of enthusiasm or confidence from Maria. What Nutlick said was the furthest thing from what Trump repeated again and again at his rallies. Trump didn't tell his crowds,
I'm going to put an end to Sleepy Joe's horrible grocery and gas prices, and I'm going to do it right away in the fourth quarter. Nobody wants this right away. They want to wait. Waiting's so good. I'm still waiting for Ivanka to join me. We could build a fort out of Mike Lindell's lumpy pillows. That would be so hot.
This is really cool.
subscribe.
Our economy's been on a sugar high for a long time. It's been distorted by excess government spending. And I think what we're seeing here from this administration and what you're going to see from this Congress is redisciplining to ensure that our economy is based on private investment and free market growth, not public sector spending.
All
That's
right.
what we're working on.
Well said. Thank
See, Biden's economy was doing so well they had to call it a sugar high. Woohoo! And now, just in time for St. Patrick's Day, Donald Trump has threatened to impose a 200% tariff on all European Union alcoholic beverages. So stock up on your Guinness and Jameson because it could be breaking the bank pretty soon. Trump's latest tariff threat is in retaliation for the EU's planned tariffs on $28 billion worth of U.S. goods that includes pulp and paper, Harley-Davidson motorcycles, soybeans, and a 50% tariff on American whiskey. It is important to again point out that the EU tariffs are in response to Trump's tariffs on steel and aluminum. The European Union, one of the most hostile and abusive taxing and tariffing authorities in the world, which was formed for the sole purpose of taking advantage of the United States, has just put a nasty 50% tariff on whiskey. If this tariff is not removed immediately, the U.S. will shortly place a 200% tariff on all wines, champagnes, and alcoholic products coming out of France and other EU-represented countries. This will be great for the wine and champagne businesses in the U.S. Okay, first off, remember when he's trashing the EU, his BFF is Nigel Farage, the weasel-faced idiot that spearheaded Brexit. Recent polls indicate that a majority of the UK public regrets the decision to leave the EU, with the January 2025 survey finding that only 11% of Britons consider Brexit a success, with 62% viewing it as a failure, because it is. Nigel Farage referred to Trump as Mr. Brexit. It wasn't a good name at the time, and now it's even more insulting. The European Union was created to enhance the region's economic and political integration through unified security and foreign policies, a single currency, and a common European citizenship. The organization's policy allows for free movement of people, capital, services, and goods within the Schengen area. When I lived in London, I was constantly doing shows and filming throughout the EU. It was so easy for work and travel. I loved it. Trump also noted in his verbal diarrhea post that things will be great for the wine and champagne business in America. But champagne can only be legally called champagne if it comes from the Champagne region of France. Anywhere else that makes it, it's just sparkling wine. And when you see people celebrating, they're popping bottles of Dom and Veuve, not sparkling wine. But yes, there is an alternative. The same way for whiskey to be labeled as bourbon, it must be produced in the United States, but you can make similar whiskeys elsewhere. They just can't be called bourbon. But you know who does make sparkling wine? Donald Trump. Trump Winery, located in Charlottesville, Virginia, is the largest vineyard on the East Coast, spanning nearly 1,300 acres with 227 acres dedicated to French vinifera varieties. Acquired by Donald Trump in 2011, it produces over 60,000 cases of wine annually, including sparkling, white, rosé, and red. We are seeing booze being removed from the shelves in Canada. Kentucky and Tennessee are freaking out, and the sentiment across Europe is to avoid all things American. And it's not against Americans, it's against Donald Trump. People are giving up a product or a drink they love because it's worth it to stand up against Trump for being a feckless bully. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, that these tariffs, even if they're short-lived, the damage will be long-term. People will continue to avoid products as long as Trump's in power. Trade is good, and so is domestic production, but the best is a balance between the two, but Trump doesn't want a balance. He just wants to rip everyone off just like he's done his entire life. Portugal is considering canceling a $6 billion contract because they don't trust Trump. What if he bricks the jets with a software update or withholds the parts? None of this can be rolled out, right? The man is mental. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Trump says he's a builder, but he hasn't laid a brick or a willing woman in his life. Oh look, it's JD Vance on date night, and it's not going well.
I think she's doing a great job as Second Lady of the United States, and I'm so proud to have her back by my side. And here's the thing, because the cameras are all on, anything that I say, no matter how crazy, Usha has to smile and laugh and celebrate it.
I guarantee you his own wife boos him behind closed doors. I mean, the guy fought for a Doge staffer to be hired back after he tweeted normalize Indian hate. She must follow him around the house. Vance can't even enjoy some me time on the couch or apply his guy liner without this lady giving him the gears. And I absolutely love all the JD Vance memes that are taking the internet by storm. These are just hilarious. They're fantastic. I mean, I've been making my share as well. And you know what? I'm going to start a Vance meme mega thread on my Facebook. Find the link there. Add to it. It's going to be fun. Let's have a massive Vance mega thread going because they are getting to him. They bother him. The more he says they don't bother him, the more they bother him. Since we're talking taxing booze and the cost of Guinness going up, Canada's new Prime Minister Mark Carney is Irish. What? Wait, what? Newly sworn in Prime Minister Carney also holds Irish citizenship and UK citizenship. He's had his Irish for decades, same here. Whoa, what? Crazy. And got his UK citizenship after many years in London where he was head of the bank. Wait, he's an actual banker, like a real finance guy? He has a significant economic background? Okay, this is going to be interesting. Here's the thing. Carney is in the process of giving up his Irish and UK citizenship as he doesn't want any conflicts of interest. And I think that's stupid. I get that he doesn't want to give conservatives any ammunition, but the overwhelming majority of Canada would think it's more than grand if he held on to those. I mean, a third of Canadians identify as Irish, English, Scottish, or Welsh, and nearly 20 hold dual citizenship. 44% of naturalized citizens hold other citizenships. As much as I disagree with Carney renouncing his citizenships, I agree with him putting his assets in a blind trust. Yes, Carney divested all assets except for personal real estate into a blind trust and collaborated with the Conflict of Interest Commissioner, that is such a thing in Canada, I guess, ahead of his swearing in as Prime Minister. Now compare this to Donald Trump, who did not place his business holdings into a traditional blind trust during his presidency the first go-round or this one. Instead, he transferred control of the Trump Organization to Don Jr. and Eric, the Coke guy and the golden turd tongs holder, while retaining ownership and the ability to direct the trust management. This arrangement allowed him to maintain financial interest in his business, and that's incredibly dodgy. The guy continues to sell all sorts of tat, launched a crypto coin, and uses a social media site that he remains the majority owner of to promote his products and attack other countries.
I have to speak of inflation. I love these socks. What's with these socks? President Trump. I'm trying to stay focused, but I'm very impressed with the VP's.
Okay, this month, Zelensky was just ambushed in the Oval Office for his wardrobe, and now JD Vance has novelty socks going that Trump's finds so silly he's distracted. I wonder if JD is going to do this for every country. Was this a one-off, or will it be a thing for JD? Will he commit? Because I want to see him, trying to find a symbol for every country. Little cherry blossom socks for Japan. PM Mark Carney visits. He's got some Costco food court poutine socks. Sweden shows up. Little IKEA futons on there. Actually, those socks would be pretty crusty if he had them. Dude would be disappearing all the time to make embroidered futons crusty again.
Appreciation month, you've named there. Who's your favorite Irish person?
Oh, there's so many. Are you kidding me? Well, I do happen to like your fighter. He's got the best tattoos I've ever seen. I don't know if I'm a big but that.
Conor McGregor.
Well, you have. Well, Connor's great, right? you know?
This guy only remembers the last thing he saw. I mean, Shackleton, James Joyce, Dr. Francis Rinde, Oscar Wilde, Lord Kelvin, Bram Stoker, Joseph Murphy, Robert Boyle, Francis Beaufort, James Murray, Nicholas Callan, James Martin, Brendan Gleeson, Arthur Guinness, St. Patrick, Pierce Brosnan, Mary Ryan, Colin Farrell. I could go all day. But no, the guy with the big tattoo, the one that batters women and loses bigly in court, just like me. He's so good. The best. It takes a lot to make this one-man show. If you love what I do here, drop me a PayPal tip, leave me a super thanks, consider being a member, check out some of my merch, and if you shop on Amazon, click through my link. It's that simple. I don't know why this hairless lib comedy show showed up on my page, but I couldn't block his snowflake show fast enough. The great Donald J. Trump will restore manufactories to the blessed soil of God's greatest creation, the United States, America. The right-wing channels are all making serious bank, and you're barely making bread. Get a life, dude. Sweden visits little IKEA futons. Actually, those socks would be pretty crusty if J.D. Vance had them. Dude would be disappearing every... I can't even get it out. With the January 2012, Trump says he's a builder, but he hasn't laid a brick or a willing woman in his life. Still smacks. Actually, those socks would be pretty crusty if you had them. Dude would be disappearing all the time to make embroidered futons crusty again. What'd I say?
The Tommy Campbell Show is the best political comedy show on YouTube. And I hope you subscribe.